Hello, my name's Alex from the Republics, and in these times we all need something to do at home, so I'm going to read you a story, a great kid's story which I'm sure you'll enjoy, and hopefully the whole family will as well. And best of all, the book that I'm going to read for you is called To Be a True Friend, and it's by Zainab Abdulla. To Be a True Friend. And Zainab is a writer from right here in the UAE, and as you'll see when we open the book was actually put out by the Ministry of Tolerance, one of the works that they did to encourage everybody to be kinder to each other and to accept everybody's differences. So this is a wonderful book, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So it's called To Be a True Friend by Zainab Abdulla. To be a true friend. Whoops, sorry, a little forward. Here we go. So this is the start of the book. Okay, look at that lovely picture there. Can everybody see the lovely picture? As you'll see, it says, winter was Reem's favourite season. It was during this season that she and her whole family would stay on their farm for the holidays. And this is the whole family here. You can see them. They're all on the farm for the holidays. What a great time. Have you been to a farm for a holiday? And here we read on. Reem loves spending the season playing with her cousins and hearing stories from her grandmother about the UAE in the past. Do you ever hear stories about the UAE in the past? It's very interesting story about where we live. And here's the whole family. You see that's Reem there. You see Reem, that's her grandmother there. And this is another member of the family. Maybe that's Mum. And also the cousins are here. And look, what's that? Can you see what that is there? Look, it's a little goat, a goat there. And look, here's Reem. What's Reem doing? Reem is on the swings. See Reem on the swings? As much as Reem liked spending time with her family, there were times she wanted to be by herself. Do you ever want to be by yourself, have some time out? She would spend those moments on a swing set away from the main house, but near some tall palm trees. So this is the swing set here, and you can see the tall palm trees in the background. When Reem first started spending time on her own, her cousins did not understand and would tease her. Their actions made Reem sad. You see, so here are the cousins here, and they don't understand why Reem wants to spend time alone, so they're teasing her. So you can see Reem's a bit sad because of that. But luckily, Reem's grandmother came to her aid. Sometimes Reem wants to be by herself, and there is nothing wrong with that. She will always come back to play with you, but you have to be patient, she told Reem's cousins kindly. So this is the grandmother, and the grandmother's telling the cousins that sometimes Reem needs to be by herself. The other children still did not quite understand, but they apologised to Reem and promised not to disturb her. So that's nice, isn't it? So Reem now, she's gone off to spend some time by herself. With that, Reem could happily spend her time alone on the swing and enjoy the sounds of nature and the squeaking of the swing. Do you ever enjoy the sounds of nature? Do you ever hear birds singing? We can hear birds, can't we? If we listen carefully, we can listen to birds outside. They're really lovely to listen to the birds sing. And that's what Reem was doing on the swing. One day while Reem was swinging and humming to herself, she heard a sweet voice. The voice was singing a beautiful tune which made Reem smile. See Reem smiling? She looked up to the palm tree above her and saw a small brown bird looking down at her. See, so there's the brown bird there. Can you see the brown bird there? Looking down at her. Oh, now look at this. Reem smiled at the bird and waved. She got up and went back to the house to get her mother. So this is Reem's mother here. Remember we saw her earlier? Layla, her mother's name was Layla, telling her she had something to show her. Layla followed Reem back to the tree and Reem pointed at the bird. Look, Mama, that bird sang with me. Do you know what kind of bird it is? Reem asked. So here's Reem and her mother, and she's pointing up at the bird. And you can see here, we can see the bird. There's a beautiful picture of the bird there. See, look at the bird there. Layla smiled at her daughter. I believe this bird is called a swift bird. They are not commonly found, so you must be very lucky, she said. I want to be friends with this bird, Mama, and sing with it. Do you think I should give it some food? Reem asked. Layla agreed, and the two went back in to get the bird some food. So here's Layla, it's Reem's mother, and that's Reem. And here's the bird that's called a swift bird, and it's still singing its beautiful song. Can you see that? Oh, look at this beautiful picture here. So here we have Reem and Layla, Reem's mother, and look at the bird there. And what has the bird got there? What's the bird got there? Can you see there? What has the bird got there? Look at that. Reem and Layla brought the bird some dried fruits and small apple pieces. So you can see there's the dried fruits and the small apple pieces. Can you see those there? Reem set it under the tree and waited for the bird to come down. Now you must wait for the bird to come down on its own. If you try to force it or go near it, then it might get scared and fly away, her mother explained. And slowly but surely, the little swift bird came down and ate from the bowl. So here we can see the swift bird coming down and eating from the bowl. After eating, it looked at Reem and sang a little tune. Reem became very happy. This meant the bird liked her. She quietly crept nearer to the bird, and the bird was not frightened. I am going to call you Athba, because you have such a sweet voice, and we are going to be friends, Reem said with a laugh. Athba sang in agreement. So that's the bird, and the bird's name is Athba. Athba. Reem has named the bird because they're now friends. Oh, look at here, what's happening here. It's exciting, look. Here we go. Ever since that day, you can see here, Reem, she's back on the swing here and she's got little Athba with her. Ever since that day, whenever Reem would want to go to the swings, she would bring along food for Athba. Can you see Athba there? Look, there's Athba and there's Reem giving her the food. Can you see that? Look at that. There she is giving her the food. The bird would come down and eat the food and sing a beautiful tune loudly. After a few days, Athba became so friendly that it would sit on her shoulder and sing as Reem fed her some fruit. Reem would spend hours with Athba and the bird would keep singing for her. Is that beautiful? Imagine if you had a bird that came and sat on your shoulder and sang for you. It's beautiful, isn't it? You'd love that, wouldn't you? I sure would. And I know my little daughter Naraya would too. One day, Reem, over here now, look over here. One day, Reem came to the swings with a bowl of fruit. See, she's got a bowl of fruit just there. And Athba flew to sit on her shoulder. However, today Athba ate the fruit but did not sing. Reem became sad. Why are you not singing, Athba? I want to hear you sing, she said. Athba opened her tiny beak, but no sound came out. Reem felt upset and got up suddenly, scaring Athba away. So you can see here, you see Reem is upset. See, she's upset. And Athba, poor Athba, has been scared away. So she's run off. And look, they haven't eaten the fruit. The fruit hasn't been eaten. See that? What's going to happen next? It's very exciting, isn't it? What's going to happen now? Look here. Okay, so look, here's Athba. Oh, look at Athba. Athba looks all sad, doesn't Athba? Athba looks all sad. And look, here's Reem. Reem's on the swing by herself. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Not very nice for Athba. Reem headed back to the house with the bowl of food. Athba flew after her and sat on her shoulder, but Reem brushed her off. I don't want to see you if you can't sing. I thought we were friends. Why are you not singing for me? Marching into the house, leaving a heartbroken Athba outside. Well, that's very cruel of Reem, isn't it, to say that? The following days, Reem would come to the swings. She would hum to herself and not look up at Athba, who was waiting to be called and longing for a little bit of food. Athba was truly upset. Now that Athba had lost her voice, Reem does not want her anymore. On the next palm tree, a house sparrow watched Reem's treatment of Athba. Feeling hurt for Athba, the sparrow flew to her. So you see we have two birds now. So if we look at this picture here, you can see we've got Reem here. Now she's on the swings, and here's poor Athba up there. And she's not being nice to Athba anymore. She's not looking after Athba anymore at all. She's not being very nice. And now look at this. This is a little, this is Athba here. Here's Athba here. I'm sorry. So there's Reem, just there. There's Athba. Athba is here. And then look, this is the little sparrow. This little sparrow is here. And the sparrow's come to see why Reem is treating Athba badly. So can you see that? The sparrow, Athba, and Reem. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. So what's going to happen next? Let's see what happens over on the next page. It's getting very exciting, isn't it? What is wrong with me? What is wrong, my friend? Why are you not sitting down with the girl? The sparrow chirped. Athba looked at the sparrow sadly. Can you see Athba? Athba's looking sad, and here's the sparrow, and Athba's looking very sad at the sparrow. She does not want me anymore because I can't sing. I sang so much for her for the past few days that I lost my voice, she explained. This is Athba saying that. Athba's very upset. And you see, that's why Athba wasn't singing, because she'd lost her voice, because she'd sung so much. The sparrow became sad. See, here's the sparrow's crying. What if I sing for the girl until you get your voice back? Having some nice fruit will help, she suggested. Athba agreed, and the sparrow began to sing. So now you can see here, we have the sparrow right here, and we have Athba. And now the sparrow is going to sing for Reem. As the sparrow sang, Reem looked up in surprise. It was a different tune than Athba's voice, but Reem liked it. She saw a sparrow next to Athba and smiled. Oh, a new friend has come to sing for me. Let me get it some fruit, she said happily, and rushed back to the house. So Reem's happy now because she can see the sparrow. See the sparrow? The sparrow's singing. So Reem's very happy now that the sparrow is singing. And now she's rushed back home. And can we see Reem now at home? You can see Reem at home. And what's she doing? What's Reem doing? She's cutting up the fruit, isn't she? Look, there's the fruit. And she's cutting it up and putting it into the bowl. There's the knife and there's the fruit. And look, who's this at the door? That's Layla. That's Reem's mother, Layla. As Reem put some cut apples in a bowl, Layla came to the kitchen. Oh, has Athba returned? She must really like you to have come back to sing. Swift birds do not stay around for long, she said. That's what Layla said to Reem. And what did Reem say back? Reem looked at her mother in confusion and shook her head. Can you see her? She's shaking her head. No, Mama, Athba never left. She just stopped singing, so I stopped giving her food. A new bird came to sing today, so I'm giving her some fruit instead, she explained. So you can see there, so Reem is explaining to Layla. Layla looked sad. Oh, look at Layla, she's looking sad. My daughter, you cannot treat a friend like that. Maybe there is a reason Athba cannot sing. You left her when she needed you most, and a true friend does not do that. Remember how your cousins treated you unkindly when you wanted to be alone? You are treating Athba similarly, she explained. Do you remember that? Remember earlier in the story when Athba wanted to be by herself and the cousins were a bit cruel to her? Do you remember that? Well, the same thing now. Reem's doing the same thing to Athba. She's treating her cruelly when the cousins were mean to Reem as well. So Reem's doing the same thing, and Layla's just pointing that out. That's an important lesson to learn. What's going to happen now? Reem felt ashamed of herself. See, so Reem's realised that she's been doing the wrong thing. So she gives her mum a hug. I did not realise how unkind my behaviour was. I am really sorry, she said sadly. Layla gave her daughter a hug. Do not apologise to me, Habibti. Go and say sorry to Athba, she said. So Layla's told Reem to go and find Athba and say sorry. You are right, Mama. I will go right now and take enough fruit for her and my new bird friend, Reem said. Layla smiled and kissed her daughter's forehead. That's my girl, she said happily. Reem hugged her mother before going back to where Athba and the sparrow were waiting for her. So here's Reem, and she's got the fruit now, and she realises she hasn't been nice to Athba, so she's going to apologise to Athba, and there's her mum Layla saying, good girl, Reem, for doing the right thing. It's important that if you ever realise that you've done something wrong in life, that you can learn from it, you can learn the lessons and then go and do the right thing, which is what Reem's about to do. Look at this. So Reem put the bowl of fruit where the tree and the sparrow came And the sparrow came down while Athba stayed on the tree. Athba, I'm really sorry for how I treated you. My mama told me you have lost your voice because you sang so much for me. Thank you for that, and I promise I will not leave you now. I will wait for you to get better. Until then, please come down and eat, she called. So you can see Reem, she's got the fruit, and she's calling up to Athba. There's Athba there. And what's Athba doing? Athba's flying down. Athba's forgiven Reem, and she's flying down. Athba was still unsure, but the sparrow called to her too. My dear friend, give the girl another chance. I believe she has learned her lesson. With that, Athba came down and joined her friends. So see, we can see here the sparrow's here. So the sparrow's here with the fruit, and there's Reem, and look who's coming down to join them. There's Athba flying down to join them. Look, and it's good. It's all, and look now, she's got both birds, both the sparrow and Athba are both singing. Reem and Athba were great friends again. In addition, there was Amal, the sparrow. So the sparrow's name, see the sparrow? The sparrow's name is Amal. The sparrow's called Amal, who sat on Reem's other shoulder and would sing with them. Athba did get back her voice after a few more days, and the three would sing together while eating apples until the end of Reem's vacation. Isn't that lovely? So there's Reem, and she's singing on the swing. See the swing? She's singing on the swing. I bet you like to go on the swings, do you? My little daughter does. And there's the sparrow, and there's Athba. Sparrow and Athba. Isn't that beautiful? Lovely. And then over here, look over here. The winter holidays came to an end, so Reem went to see Athba and Amal one last time. So you can see as she's seeing Athba and Amal one last time. I will be back next winter, I promise. Let us meet again then and sing together again, she called happily to her friends. Athba and Amal both sang to her a goodbye, and Reem left with a smile. So there we see there's Reem, and there's Athba and Amal singing her one final song. Isn't that beautiful? And look where Reem is now. Reem's now, she's back, she's gone back to school. And one day, you'll be able to go back to school as well. After summer, you'll go back to school and you'll also see your teacher again and your friends, and I bet you'll look forward to that. On the first day back at school, the teacher asked the students what they did over the winter break. So this is the teacher. When it was Reem's turn, she said, I went to the family farm and had fun playing with my cousins and listening to my grandmother tell stories. But this time it was extra special because I made 2 new friends. She told them about Athba and Amal, her 2 bird friends. She also told them what she learned, what it means to be a true friend, and how important it is to be there for our friends and support them when they need us most. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? So here, you can see here are Reem's friends in the school. Here's Reem, and here's her teacher, and she's telling all the class about meeting Athba and Amal. Isn't that lovely? And look, there's a clock there too. What time does the clock say? The clock says 5 to 9. 5 to 9. And that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. So thank you for that beautiful story. That story is a story by Zainab Abdulla, and it's called To Be a True Friend, and that's the cover. And if you want to get a copy of this book, just look up the Tolerance books, or just Google To Be a True Friend by Zainab Abdulla, and you could find out where you can get a copy of this book for yourself, and then you can read it at home. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this story. I certainly enjoyed telling you the story of Reem and also her 2 beautiful bird friends and the great advice she gave from her mother. And also you should remember, of course, too, that sometimes we need some people to support us and be kind to us, but other times we also need to be kind to other people. So that's the message of tolerance in this beautiful story, and it's so well told by a writer here, right in the UAE. So thanks for listening. My name's Alex from the Republics. I hope you've enjoyed this story, and I'll be back soon to tell you another one.